We got two new bottles from Penelope. Let's crack them open and see if they're any good. Welcome back to Capitol Bourbon, everyone. My name is Steven. On today's special video, we're reviewing two new bottles here from the Penelope brand. On my left here, we got the Estate Collection 9-year Private Barrel Select, which is a blend of 74% corn, 1% wheat, 20% rye, and 5% barley malt. And this one here is coming in at 101.2 proof. And this is one that I recently found in the Virginia ABC store. I have seen some reviews on this, and they've honestly been a little bit mixed there, a little polarizing. Some people, kind of just like me, either love Penelope, or they're iffy about it, or they just hate it fully. And honestly, for me, I was one of those haters on Penelope. I hated the Architect, the 4-grain, the barrel strength. Those were just horrible offerings, in my opinion. I just didn't like them. However, I got my hands on the American Light Whiskey, the Takagi Cask, the Rio, and I started falling in love with Penelope, as well as some of their other offerings and newer releases have been pretty good, especially the limited edition ones here. So really excited to have this estate collection here. I did end up finding it at the Virginia ABC here, but yeah, around 80 bucks I paid for this guy. I'm excited for it. It does say here that it's a blend of their finest of our aged barrel stocks. So, really, if it's the finest aged barrel stocks here, it better be something good. I'm hoping something good. This is a hype bottle here that they've been hyping up a lot. On my right here, we got the Valencia, and this is actually the 3rd year they've been releasing this. I was hunting for the batch 2, which came out in 2023. However, I had no luck finding that one. This one here, I recently got in DC, and this is batch number 3 and comes in at 95 proof. I got this one for 75 bucks there sitting on the shelves. Couldn't be more stoked and happy to find this one. I've been hunting a while for this one. And it does say here on the side that it's finished from different cask finishes and from their 4-grain whiskey. And it says here that it's Valencia brings flavored, rich citrus flavors from the coast of Spain. That's why it's called Valencia. And I have looked at a lot of reviews about this. This one I think is also another polarizing bottle here. Some people like it, some people hate it, but everyone says here that it is strong in citrus and actually brings out a lot of orange flavor and a little bit of lemon flavor there as well. So I'm excited to try this one. This one is going to be interesting. I'm hoping it's an orange kick, but nothing too strong there and nothing too sweet. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead, stop yapping, and let's crack these bottles open. And before we get right into it, please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. That helps this channel grow immensely and helps me continue to make this type of content for you guys. Cork pop in the Estate Collection. Pretty solid. Cork pop Valencia. Another solid bottle pop. All right, we got our 2 bottles here poured up. On my left here is the Estate Collection, the 9-year. On my right here is the Valencia. Let's just go ahead and start the Estate Collection just because I know that the Valencia can have some strong flavors and citrus. And I don't want that to ruin my taste of the Estate Collection. Even though the Estate Collection is around 6.2 proofs higher or 7.2. Let's just go ahead and start with the Estate Collection just because it's more of a normal bourbon there. Let's look at this one right here. Color, pretty average, nothing special. I would say mild. Let's give it a sniff. That smells good. That smells dusty. Grapey in nature too, dusty grape. Almost reminded me of like a fresh pair of sneakers. We all know that smell when you get a fresh pair of shoes. Kind of like that factory smell there, kind of dusty as well, but yeah, it smells great like that. Well, the nose I think is pretty good. It's a little subdued there. You do have to go fight for it. It's definitely not punching you around the nostrils, but the kind of the dusty notes I'm getting from this and the char notes and oak notes, I think are pretty good. Let's go ahead and see how it is on the palate. Immediately I'm getting almond, cherry, char, a little bit of dust like I mentioned before on the nose. A little bit of that transfers to the palate, not too much. It's not like a really old aged bourbon with a ton of oak and a ton of dusty notes, but it's pretty good. It is sweet there too. It's not the sweetest bourbon, but there's a hint of sweetness there, just enough to really make it quite enjoyable actually. Yeah, I would say that's a good MGP source bourbon. There's nothing really standing out about it. It's a pretty solid pour bourbon, and I'd be happy to get this anywhere at any time. Yeah, this is a good pour to start out for the night. I quite enjoy this one actually. It's not too harsh. I think, that 1% of weed in there, I don't know if it's really doing anything different, but I am getting kind of a weeded note on this one, and my palate's kind of that sweet cherry as well, which you get a lot of weeded bourbons. So, that's quite enjoyable to me. I like it. The combination of wheat, almonds, dust, oak, char, I think it makes a great, fantastic combination for a bourbon. So I think this one's pretty good. However, let's give it one more sip here before we actually judge it. Mouthfeel on that is actually pretty decent. It's not the greatest and longest, and it doesn't really coat your mouth that well, but the mouthfeel on it is pretty good. You get hints of cream there as well, which I thoroughly enjoy. And the finish on this one, I would say, is a medium finish. Definitely doesn't go on for miles, and it's not short and just ending right there. It's not watery, pretty viscous. I like this one quite a bit. I'm gonna give this one definitely above average there. I'm gonna give this one probably an 84. I think it's pretty good, definitely a bit above average. I do think it's a little pricey for what it is. $80, $90, where you can find it. The MSRP is around there. I do think it's pretty pricey. However, it is a really solid pour bourbon, and I could see myself going to this pretty much every night to start drinking and get into the higher proof stuff. I think it's pretty good, definitely above average. I would recommend it if you can get it for MSRP, and if you're not hunting anything in particular. You know, if you haven't bought anything for a while and you're just need to buy a bottle, I would recommend buying this one if you can find it. I think it's pretty good and a solid pour bourbon. Let's go ahead and move on here to Valencia. I think the color here is a little same, if not a little bit lighter. Let's just see here a little bit. You know, I would say probably just the same. Let's go ahead and see how it is on the nose. Okay. Yeah, like they said, a lot more citrus on the nose, a lot more caramel actually on the nose too, sweetness too. I'm getting hints of bright red fruits, strawberries, raspberries. Yeah, citrus, orange citrus. It's bright, it's sweet, it's almost a little bit floral there too as well. I quite enjoy the nose. Again, it's not pungent, it's not hitting you, punching you, slapping you in the face. You'd have to fight for it, it's a little more subdued and subtle, but you know, some bourbons are like that and they're pretty good as well. So I think this one on the nose is pretty decent. Smells good. Hints of almonds there too as well. Almond peanut butter brittle. Citrus, almonds, peanut butter brittle, sweetness, red fruits. Pretty good nose. Let's go ahead and see how it is on the palate. I'm not getting too much orange honestly on the palate. I think this batch 3 is pretty good. I'm getting a lot of peanut caramel brittle, as well as some bright red fruits in there. Again, raspberries, strawberries, pineapples even as well. Some apple there too. Kind of all over the board there on the fruit, but you know, not really any orange, at least as of right now. Let's give it one more sip here. Yeah, again, on the beginning there in the middle, it's peanut caramel brittle, and at the end there, it does finish with a nice red fruit, kind of a, you know, again, raspberry, apple, pineapple finish. I don't really get too much citrus on the palate this one. If you think about it, maybe you do get a lot if you fight for it, but yeah, immediately that's not standing out. You know, for me on Eagle Rare 10-year, I get a lot more citrus on that one, a lot more lemon on that one, compared to this Valencia right here, which, you know, I think is a good thing. I'm not a huge fan of citrus, but I think you are getting a lot of bright fruit on this one, especially in the end there in the palate. So it is pretty complex there, just those two different flavors that you're getting in the beginning, middle, and then at the end with that kind of sweeter finish, more fruity finish. So yeah, I think this one's really good. I could see myself drinking this one every day too, starting night at the Fit. I think both these are fantastic bottles. And this Valencia here for $75, I would say is a little bit more worth it here, just because it's coming there a little bit cheaper. And I think actually you're getting a little bit more complexity with this one. You're not getting as much oak and as much charness as you would with this estate collection here. So if that's what you're looking for and hunting for, then probably lean towards the estate collection here. But if you're hunting for a more red fruit, a little bit more complexity, different notes, different flavors, I'd probably go with the Valencia here if you're choosing between the two. So, you know, I would say the Valencia is definitely worth it, coming at $75, and for the different complexities and flavors that you're getting there. Nose is pretty good too. I would give the Valencia a step up there on the nose. Finish, just a little bit less here than the estate collection, but it's still pretty good with a medium finish there, and is pretty good viscous too. It's not creamy, but it is pretty viscous and covering your mouth there. So Valencia here, I would probably give this one an 86. I think it's definitely a step above the estate collection here. They're different, so it's hard to compare them. This one's way more fruity, this one's more oaky, charness. So they're definitely a bit different, but I would say the Valencia here just has a little bit step up, at least for my palate and kind of my taste and what I enjoy. So both these bottles here have been absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed that review, and please like, comment, subscribe. Look out for more videos like this coming in the near future here. Until next time, guys, happy holidays, happy new year. Cheers, and I'll see you in the next one.